Hey everybody, it's Caitlin, your favorite mission girl. It's Sunday, and that means it's time for another edition of my pop culture news. This week, we take a look at the debate, Criminal Minds, and Once Upon a Time, as well as, of course, Star Wars and Disney. Let's get started. First off, let's take a peek at Criminal Minds. Not too much news this past week, except that it was the return of Paget Brewster as Emily Prentiss. Now, Emily Prentiss left the show a couple seasons ago to pursue a career with Interpol, like the head of the new European office or something. And she has come back a couple times. Well, this season it was announced that she would be returning as a recurring guest character. Only in the wake of Thomas Gibson getting fired, she is now a regular character. So, what happened to Hotch? Well, the week before last was his final episode. Granted, Hotch wasn't in it too much, as it was a JJ-centered episode. This week, Emily is back, and her excuse for Hotch not being around? Well, he's on a temporary special assignment. Usually this kind of code means that there is a chance for that actor to come back. I mean, let's face it, JJ was on temporary assignment to Homeland Security, and she came back. Emily was away for a year, and she came back, then she left, and now she's back. So, a lot of time, Criminal Mind characters will leave and then come back. So, usually this would be code for they're just going to be gone for a few episodes. In this case, we know that's not true. Thomas Gibson's firing has been pretty solid, and there is very little chance he will ever be back on Criminal Minds. So, in the next few weeks, it will be interesting to see how they move this temporary assignment to a more permanent one, as in he left for good. But Emily's back, and I'm actually a little excited. Emily has always been one of my favorite characters. She's tough as nails, and she's led one of the more interesting lives in her backstory than the other agents. I mean, come on. She's the daughter of a high-ranking politician. She was, basically a super secret agent in an internationally and helped temporarily bring down, this really bad guy. She's just really amazing, and I think she could be a good role model for some girls. So, I'm actually really happy Emily's back. I do kind of wish it was her taking over Hotch's position as acting unit chief. Maybe she is. But let's not forget, they do have one more new character who is coming on the show, apparently next week or in another couple weeks. And he, from the sounds of it, might be the one taking over Hotch's spot. But Emily's back. That makes me happy, and I really can't wait to see where they take Criminal Minds. Granted, like a lot of people, I am getting the feeling this is going to be the last season. So, anyway, Emily's back. Moving on to Once Upon a Time. Yes, I was wrong. I thought last week's episode, The Wrong Shoe, would be the new episode with Aladdin and Jasmine. Turns out I'm off. Apparently, Aladdin and Jasmine aren't going to be making their appearance for at least another couple of weeks. Okay, granted, in the season premiere, we did see Aladdin in the beginning suffering from the after effects of being the savior. Obviously, I will never forget the scene with the skeleton hand. Ooh, creepy. So, unfortunately, we still have a little while to wait, especially since tonight's episode is going to be about Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. I remember seeing that episode of Wishbone where they talked about that story, and it freaked me out. So, needless to say, seeing Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde-centric episode is going to be really interesting, because that is one of the few classic stories, that really goes, creepy. And interesting enough, in last week's preview, Dr. Jekyll actually said that Mr. Hyde is not the villain, is not the darker side of the personality, even though Mr. Hyde is the one who goes out and does all these horrible things. Apparently, in Dr. Jekyll's mind, Dr. Jekyll himself is the worst side of the dual personality. And I'm going, that's really interesting, because so far in Once Upon a Time, Dr. Jekyll has been, what's a nice way to say this? Oh yeah, a total geekoid. He's got okay, I shouldn't say that because I have the glasses, but he's got the glasses and the look, and he even sounds like a nerd. So it's really? You're the bad side of the two personalities? Because you kind of strike me as that really awkward chemistry professor from high school. In fact, in last week's episode, when Regina, Snow, and David actually take Dr. Jekyll to go help Victor, aka Frankenstein, take him to Frankenstein's lab so Dr. Jekyll can make this potion or something. to help get rid of the bad guys, they actually make the joke that after all this is cleared up, maybe Dr. Frankenstein and Miss Dr. Hyde could go and teach science classes at the high school. And I'm going, creepy. But oh my gosh, I would so sign up in a heartbeat for those science classes. I'd probably last through one class, but that would kind of be awesome. So anyway, last week's episode was actually about Cinderella, which is really cool. Other than a couple of episodes in like the first and second season, we really haven't seen a lot of Cinderella. So it was really nice to see Ashley return with Alexander and her lover. I don't know if they're married or not. I think they're just boyfriend and girlfriend with a kid. Returned with a surprising twist. One of Cinderella's stepsisters, I think her name was Clorinda, was actually nice. In fact, she was just pretending to be mean to get her mother's guard down so that she could run off, not with a duke, not with an earl, certainly not with a prince, but with the princess footman, so they could go live on a farm. I'm like, oh, actually, that's kind of romantic. So actually, one of Cinderella's stepsisters was really nice, and turns out Cinderella has had this incredible guilt on her shoulders because she actually ruined her sister's chance at happiness when, threatened by Lady Tremaine, she gave up where her sister and her sister's boyfriend were going to run away into the land of untold stories, because it turns out Cinderella's mother, before she died, passed down a key to Cinderella that turns any door into a magic portal to the world of untold stories. Yeah, this is getting really, really twisted and entangled, and I'm not sure where it's all going, but bear with me. I'm sure we'll figure it out sooner or later. So, turns out that anyone can get to, if we take what we learned from Cinderella's episode true as face value, turns out anyone can get to the land of untold stories if they have a magic spell or if they have a key. In my mind, I think you can take any door. Narnia? Because I'm a huge C.S. Lewis fan, and that's like one of my all-time favorite book series is the Narnia stories. But seriously, it's like, okay, so Cinderella feels like she owes Clorinda and she has to fix this horrible mistake, and it results in most of the episodes Cinderella walking out in town with a big sock on. I'm going, wow, this is not Disney princesses anymore. But the idea of Cinderella having a nice stepsister is actually not a new idea. It's kind of shocking that they did it Once Upon a Time, but it's actually not a new idea. In Drew Barrymore's take on the Cinderella story Ever After, her one sister, I think it was Jacqueline, was actually really nice. In fact, Jacqueline herself was being mistreated by her mother and the older stepsister, Marguerite. So she was actually really close to Drew's character. I forgot who her name was. Oh, Danielle. And was willing to help Danielle meet the prince. So this idea is not new, and even Disney has explored the idea that one of Cinderella's stepsisters was actually kind of nice. In Cinderella 2, which is basically just a ton of short Cinderella stories, in Cinderella 3, A Twist in Time, it is revealed that as Cinderella's one sister, the redheaded Anastasia, actually is a really nice person, and she kind of wants to be nicer than what she is. In the second... Sorry, my throat's tight. In the second Cinderella movie, Anastasia actually seeks out Cinderella's help when she falls in love with a baker. And in Cinderella 3, A Twist in Time, it's actually Anastasia who rises to the occasion and saves the day when her stepmother and the other stepsister Drusilla concoct this wild plan to have Anastasia marry the prince, even to the point where after they get Fairy Godmother's magic wand, they turn Anastasia into Cinderella. And do you really want to go through life knowing who you really are but wearing the appearance of somebody else? So this idea of the nice stepsister isn't a new idea. It's actually been done a few times. I actually like it because it kind of strikes me as weird that both stepsisters would be really mean. So I'm kind of happy they did change that. For Once Upon a Time, they did put in that little twist that one of the stepsisters was actually a really nice person, and she was just masking it to go along with the other stepsister and the stepmother. So, yay! And like I said, tonight's episode of Once Upon a Time is all about Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, and that is probably going to be creepy-tastic. Yay! Creepy-tastic episodes! I have to say, I have not been watching American Horror Story. I kind of got confused after the second episode, but I have been keeping up with it. And apparently this week's episode, they're going to do a twist where we're no longer going to be focusing on the main characters who lived in the house. we're now going to be seeing more of the production crew behind the quasi docudrama show My Roanoke Nightmare. So it's going to be interesting. I'm not sure if I'm going to watch it. I tried. It's just I said I was going to watch American Horror Story this year, and I might go and play catch up. I'm just really interested. I'm kind of bummed. Evan Peters is one of my favorite American Horror Story actors. He was awesome last year as the insane hotel builder, which is one of the reasons why I watched Hotel for as long as I did, was because of him. Because I thought, oh my gosh, he is so freaking insane, and he's actually based on a real person. So I thought, oh my gosh, he is so totally cuckoo bananas. I love Evan Peters, and so I'm kind of bummed that apparently he only did like 1 or 2 episodes this season, and now he's gone. So I might just go and watch that. So I don't know. I will see if I can get back into it. I definitely am not sure about it. But granted, I do have a lot more stuff on my plate, and I really should be limiting what I'm keeping track of. So. Also Sunday night, getting back to Sunday before I do anything else, I feel like I would be remiss if I did not do this and talk about the debate. Yeah, the debate. That happened. It really happened. I'm not exactly sure what happened. The first debate I turned on for like 5 minutes. And then I'm like, you know what? I can hear it from my brother's room because he, for some odd reason, has decided to become very political this year. And so he was watching in his room, and I could hear it, and I could hear him yelling at the TV, and I'm like, you know what? I don't need to hear this. So I turned it off. I did not watch the vice presidential debate, although I am now of the opinion with everybody else that Clinton and Trump should just drop out and let the VPs run for president, because either one would be amazing. But I decided, since I should probably not seem so ignorant, I should watch this second debate. And one of the reasons was because after hearing Trump's comments about his locker room talk, I was like, yeah, I just wanted to see. I made it through an hour, and I don't remember anything. Because every time Clinton or Trump opened their mouths, I would actually hit mute. It was more interesting for me to watch the moderators, to watch Anderson Cooper and that lady who were moderating the debate, than to watch Trump and Clinton. I found them more interesting than the politicians. Oh my gosh, Trump was the creepy stalker. That was just wrong on so many levels, the way he would just follow Clinton around. And they're both really good at not answering questions, especially Trump, the one question I did pay attention to was about his Muslim ban thing, which he now calls extreme vetting, which I am wholly against because of my beliefs. I find it insanely wrong. So it was just like, and he's like, oh, it's not Islamophobia, and then he gave the textbook definition of that, and I'm like, oh my gosh, you're a freaking idiot. So yeah, I'm still not happy. I'm still not going to vote for Trump, and I'm not happy with my decision to vote for Clinton. But at this point, I'd rather go with the person I know will not go and declare nuclear war at the drop of a hat. And oddly enough, Trump is making a big deal about how evangelical Christians support him. I'm not an evangelical Christian, but I am a Christian, and I refuse to support Trump. So I cannot support a man who spews that much hate. And it's just awful. And of course, the headlines are all these women coming out of the woodwork accusing him of sexual harassment. And at this point, I'm going, oh my gosh, you've been dumping on Bill Clinton for what he did. But Bill Clinton never had that many women coming out of the woodwork going, this guy did bad things to me. So, okay, that's enough politics for now. But I felt like I'd be remiss if I did not talk about it. And I actually posted on Twitter, I'm like, I'm trying to watch the debate, and as a Star Wars fan, I know the big thing for Star Wars fans is do or do not. There is no try. You either do it or you don't. But I posted, I think this one time, maybe there should be an exception to do or do not. There is no try, because I just couldn't. It was like, oh my gosh, it was horrible. And there's still one more debate to go. I think the election is in like weeks, and it's like, oh, this is nuts. So, I have no clue at this point. I really don't know what's going to happen, and I think that scares me more than anything else so far about this election is I don't know what's going to happen. So I'm praying very hard that Trump does not win, though. So I am insanely praying very hard that Trump does not win. So anyway, on to happy news. Let's go Power Rangers. That's right. I'm still on a Power Rangers kick, and I decided to go back and start watching Power Rangers over again from the very first episode, The Day of the Dumpster, because yay, Netflix is like every single season of Power Rangers released so far, and I'm like, yes! And so I have to set myself to the task of watching every single episode of Power Rangers. Yay. And then afterwards, I think I might jump online and watch Super Sentai, which is awesome too. But I'm in the middle of season 2 of Mighty Morphin, where they're in Australia. I'm dreading season 3, and I'm dreading Zeo and the first part Turbo, simply because I like Tommy. Jason David Frank is so awesome, and my mom thinks he's cute. Oh my gosh, my mom. Yeah, it surprised me too last night when I was talking about Jason David Frank, and my mom goes, "Oh, Tommy? He's cute." And I'm like, kind of creepy, but okay. So I like Tommy, and I like the other Rangers. I just never liked Cat. So I'm gonna push myself because I don't really like Cat, and of course there's that horrible episode in Zeo where Tommy gets the Dear John letter. So luckily there's fan fiction where Kimberly and Tommy stay together, so I can live through that and just pretend Cat never happened. And then when he comes back in Dino Thunder, I can pretend that he and Kimberly have kissed and made up, and they're doing long distance. So yeah, so I'm making it through. I'm on the second season. I'm really excited. And speaking of Power Rangers, Jason David Frank, I don't know if he announced it or if it was somewhere else, but guess what? There is a Green Ranger comic book series, and there's going to be a crossover. That's right. DC is doing a crossover with Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. There is going to be a 6-issue release of a Justice League MMPR crossover event. Oh my gosh, how is that going to work? I mean, I didn't even know that you could put Justice League and Power Rangers in the same universe. What if, maybe they're not in the same universe. Maybe like one group crosses over to the other, and it's like, I don't care. I have got to get my hands on this series. Granted, I'm not a big Justice League fan. I love Supergirl. Yay! Supergirl is awesome. But, I'm a huge Power Rangers fan, and I really want to read this just to see how it goes. I'm also crossing my fingers. I don't think I won. I did enter a contest to win a Jason David Frank autographed bobblehead of the Green Ranger, but I don't think I got it, so sucks. But I can't wait to read it, and I'm very much happily reliving my childhood of Power Rangers, and I've even started to try to style my hair kind of like Kimberly's, because she is like my fashion icon. I love her. She is so awesome. I wish I could look like Kimberly. I think I would love to. Though I don't think I'm doing the ponytail right. I've been doing that side one, bringing my hair up and over this way in the side one, but I don't think she ever did that on the show. I think she just pulled her hair back. So I don't know. I'm really excited. I love Power Rangers, and I'm so enjoying my Power Rangers binge. It's going to be a very long binge. And plus, it gives me a chance to watch Power Rangers in space over again, because next to Tommy and Kimberly, Andros and Ashley are my favorite Power Rangers couple. So, yay! Speaking of Supergirl, last week was the season premiere of Supergirl entitled The Adventures of Supergirl. It was really cool. It started out strong. Granted, I'm not happy how Kara and Jimmy's relationship is ending. And it's really cool to see that Kara is a lot like Kent in what she decides to do when Kent Graham offers her a choice of jobs at Catco, and she picks, spoiler alert, reporter. Okay, so she and Clark both work for newspapers. Well, she works for a multimedia thing. They both wear glasses. They're both total dorks. And now they're both going to be reporters. Plus, it's kind of cool that Clark has decided he's going to stick around, because I did not know this. Lex Luthor has a sister. Her name is Lana, and now she is in, I keep forgetting the name of the city. All I know is that Clark is sticking around, which makes me happy, but kind of find out Martian Manhunter not too happy. He and Clark have issues, because Clark doesn't like the idea that he's the one who decided they need to keep some green kryptonite on hand, just in case something bad happens. And It's starting to see, Alex last week didn't really seem like she had any issues with Clark being back in the picture. That might start to change, especially since tomorrow night's episode. Apparently, Supergirl is going to get hurt. And apparently that means Clark is going to go cuckoo bananas, overprotected big brother. Look what you made my cousin do. So, I can't wait for tomorrow's episode, and luckily I get out at 2. But yeah, so I'll be able to watch it. I only worked 3 days this week. I work tomorrow 9 to 2. I work Tuesday 3 to 9:15, and I work Wednesday 9 to 2. Yes. Woo, short week. Really excited. But yeah, so that's what's going down. On to Disney news. Disney released on Friday its sequel to Disney's Magical World, Disney's Magical World 2 in North America. I love the first from Disney's Magical World. I'm a huge Disney fan, so any chance I get to pretend I can be part of that Disney universe is awesome. Disney's Magical World 2 is living up to the hype. Some of it is highly similar to the first game, others not so much. There's more characters, more things you can create, there's more worlds. Oh my gosh, I loved the Lilo and Stitch world. You can go surfing and get a massage. I mean, okay, how cool is that? I'm really enjoying it. The layout's totally different. Instead of having a room above the cafe, you have your own house and you live next door to Mickey Mouse. I mean, okay, that's like a dream come true. So Disney's Magical World is awesome. If you love Disney, it's a great game to play, and it's not like you're going to invest a lot. It doesn't actually take place. Isn't like Animal Crossing where if you don't play for a while, all this bad stuff like cockroaches and reeds will happen. No, it's fine. It's a really cool, it's very casual, you can pick it upside down. It's awesome. I love the improvements. Definitely, there's interest, I might do a more thorough review in the next one. Also, for those of us Disney fans who, despite never going to the parks, love Disney at holiday time, we were all pretty much devastated when last year, due to the closing of the Streets of America to make way for Toy Story and Star Wars Land, Disney actually made the last year to go down and see the Osborne family spectacle of dancing lights. This was an amazing event, and they did it for so many years. If you haven't seen it, go check out videos of past years. The Osborne family was his family who the dad decided to put up lights for his daughter, and it went over the top to the point where when Disney heard about it, they offered to let the Osborne family come and set up the display at the Disney Hollywood Studios in Orlando, Florida. It was absolutely amazing, and it definitely paved the way for these newer displays of the dancing lights at people's houses. But since the Streets of America closed, there is nowhere for Disney to do the light display. Hopefully, in the coming years, the Osbournes are able to bring it back, and maybe we'll see the lights again. But in order to make up for it, Disney has decided to release a new show. Now, Disney does Christmas in a big way. It's not like Halloween. Halloween at Disney is actually only confined to the Magic Kingdom. None of the other parks do it. But Disney, for Christmas, the entire park, the hotels, everything, does something special for Christmas. Magic Kingdom has the big, huge Mickey's Christmas party. Epcot does this beautiful The Christmas Around the World with all the different storytellers, as well as a candlelight processional with the reading of the Christmas story. Even Animal Kingdom gets on the act with a really cool Christmas-themed Jingle, Jungle, Jam, and Parade. I think that's what it's called. And Hollywood Studios had the Osborne Light Show. Well, this year that's not the case, but never fear, there's going to be something new. Disney has announced that starting, I think, November 14th, an all-new multimedia show in the style of the new Star Wars show will be presented at the Chinese Theater, and it's going to be entitled Jingle Bells, Jingle Bam. It will feature some of Disney's best-loved characters from the Christmas and holiday specials in their quest to make sure Santa gets back to the North Pole safely, and will include a special message from Santa Claus. Among those characters scheduled to appear is everybody's favorite Pumpkin King, Jack Skellington. And there's also something new. It will snow. Yay, snow! And Santa himself will be on hand to greet guests and make a special appearance at the show. I'm so excited. I cannot wait to see Jingle Bells, Jingle Bam. I just like that title because I feel like I have to really say bam. So it's going to be interesting. I can't wait to see it. I think they did an amazing job with the new Star Wars multimedia show, so I'm really excited to see the Jingle Bells, Jingle Bam. So that starts apparently November 14th, so it's actually coming up pretty fast because we're almost at the end of October. Woo! And speaking of Star Wars, let's head into it. First off, with the news of the new Ahsoka novel, which was released on Tuesday. Whoop-bam! Yay! It is so cool. Like I said, I have so much stuff going on. I haven't really been able to read it, but what I have been reading, I love this book. It's so awesome. Granted, I am a huge Ahsoka fan, but it is so freaking awesome. I love the story, and I love how they're writing this inner struggle she has. She doesn't want to get involved anymore, so it's awesome. It's so cool. And the author, E.K. Johnston, even did this really cool thing where in between several of the chapters, when you get the book, you have these darker colored pages compared to the rest. So you have that, and then you have these. These darker colored pages are actually little stories, like vignettes, of Ahsoka. Oh, I just lost my bookmark, which was a Death Star. Of Ahsoka. And there's also one with Obi-Wan and one with Anakin. And it's basically vignettes about stuff that happened before the story, happened to Ahsoka before the story, what's going on with, one of the ones, spoiler, is actually Anakin's thoughts on Christophsis before meeting Ahsoka for the first time. So it's actually a really cool book. Tells the story of how she gets her white lightsabers, how she and Maul met. It's really cool. So far I am really enjoying the book. It's not that long. It's about 355 pages. It is a young adult novel, but it does not read like that. This was written for a Star Wars fan, be they as old as I am or in the target range. It's great, and it's making Ahsoka live again for me, especially since I don't know when she's coming back, but she is. So if you haven't, definitely check out Ahsoka by E.K. Johnston. I promise you will not be disappointed. This is the hardcover. It's only been released in hardcover so far. I actually took off the dust jacket. It kept slipping off. And I love the fact that even that they kept the design on the book even without the dust cover. So I love it. And this design is so awesome. I love this design of Ahsoka. Yay! So Ahsoka lives, at least in her new book. So it's really cool. And actually, the first little vignette is, the first two words are Mandalore burned. So the first two words in the book is Mandalore burned. So if that doesn't pique your interest, I don't know what will. So go check out Ahsoka. Reasonably priced too, about $13. So pretty decent. Okay, on to last night's episode, Star Wars Rebels, which was entitled Hera's Heroes, and was all about our favorite rebel captain, Hera Syndulla. I like Hera. I pretty much am in loving with all the really cool, strong female characters that Star Wars has come out with. We've got Ahsoka, we've got Hera, we have Sabine, we have Rey, we have Leia. So it's really cool seeing all these female characters, especially ones like Leia, who in the originals, not out of any fault of the writers, didn't really get much screen time, but now we're seeing all these really strong female characters going, we can do everything the guys can do, and we can do it better. So it's really cool seeing an episode devoted to Hera and learning a little bit more about her history, especially since the Imperials had taken over Hera's childhood home, and turns out there's this artifact that Hera really wants called a Calicori, which is passed down from parent to child in the Twi'lek tradition. And it's still at their house, so Hera and Ezra go to get it, while Cham and the others provide a diversion. So it's actually a really interesting episode, and I like the idea of the Calicori. On Rebels Recon, they talked about how the Calicori was a thing that each generation would add like a new block to it, a new part, something to show who they were to the following generations. I really like that because it is a family heirloom, and it's kind of very similar to traditions I have. One of the reasons I'm so big on Christmas is the Christmas tree, and I love decorating it. And the reason I love decorating it is because there are so many stories Christmas ornaments can hold. I have a ton, and some of these Christmas ornaments were ornaments my parents were given when they were first married, ornaments that I was given by my grandmother. I have ornaments that belong to my great-grandparents that I can't even put on the tree anymore. So for my family, the big passing down these different Christmas traditions is so important. So seeing this story with the Calicori and just what it means to Hera was so nice and so important. Doesn't end too well for but in the end, Hera doesn't get the Calicori, and she gives new meaning to the word house party. Boom! But it marked the return of Throng! Yes, Throng was back, and he is awesome and creepy and super smart, and I don't know why. I have no problem with, except with Maul, those eyes, but with the Sith eyes, yellow, red eyes, they don't really freak me out. I'm just going, color contacts. So I don't really get freaked out by the Sith eyes, but for some odd reason, Throng's red eyes, even though they're animated, they freak me out. Oh my gosh. I'm like, don't like it. I don't know why. It's just like, I'm totally fine with the creepy, really bright, ugly yellow ones, but the red ones are like, no. It's like I would spill my guts. I wouldn't mean to spill my guts, but he's got freaky eyes. So Thrawn was back, and it was awesome. The guy who voices it, oh my gosh, he is so amazing. And I love the fact that they're still keeping the old EU Thrawn with the new one, with the whole thing about art and how he learns from it. It's awesome because he knew who Hera was, okay? That's insane that he never met her, but he was able to figure out from the Calicori, from the picture in Chan's old office, who Hera was. And by the way, Hera was really cute when she was little. Also, Hera's accent is back. It was kind of a weird thing last season when Hera's dad is on the scene and Hera gets so mad at him, her accent kind of slips out and we're all like, whoa, where did that come from? It's back. It's really cool seeing how easily Hera can slip in and out of that accent. I wish I could do that. So it's really awesome. Overall, Hera's Heroes is a really good episode. It was really great to see Hera and Ezra together because of the whole archetype of the family. We've seen Ezra spending a lot of time with Kanan, the dad, Sabine, the sister, Zeb, the brother, Chopper, the cat. But there's never been really a lot of time where Hera and Ezra have been on their own together with that kind of mother-son bond. So it's really nice. And actually, Ezra was the one comforting Hera because Hera's feeling totally guilty over doing this personal mission to regain not something that could help the rebellion, but just something that she wanted. And Ezra's like, well, we volunteered because it means so much to you. And at the end, Hera says, you know, it doesn't really matter that she lost the Calicori or she had to destroy her home. In the end, her mother's legacy is the idea of family, and Hera has her family with her. So I was so happy. So Hera's Heroes is a really cool episode. Definitely check it out and learn a little bit more about our favorite Captain Syndulla. And next week's episode, as we get ready to wrap it up, is entitled, it's going to be Rex-centric. Yay! Captain Rex is back! Entitled, The Last Battle. I saw that and my heart just dropped. They did a preview after the episode on TV and I saw the clip on Rebels Recon. I am freaking out. It's entitled The Last Battle. It's Rex-centric. They're going up against clankers, aka the battle droids, and stuff like that. I am freaking out because it's the last battle, and unless they're teasing us, I am afraid about what that means for our favorite clone captain. I really don't want Rex to leave so soon after Ahsoka temporarily leaving. Because in a way he is this big piece about Ahsoka, but I know at some point he will have to leave because he is a clone and he will eventually have to meet his end, but I don't want it to happen so soon. I really like Rex. He's kind of like that big gruff grandpa or the uncle who's like doing all the stuff to get you into trouble. But in a way I have to wonder if the attitude and stuff that he's doing. At one point in the preview, he actually yells at Ezra saying this is a big deal. And I have to wonder how much is they're writing Rex to be feeling the loss of Ahsoka, because in Ahsoka Untold panels, Rex was basically charged by Anakin in keeping her safe because Anakin said, I'm not going to leave you on your own. Here's Rex and a ton of guys to help you. So maybe in a way Rex is feeling some guilt in that he wasn't able to follow Anakin's last kind of command to keep Ahsoka safe. Granted, Ahsoka is just like her master and going off on her own, but still. Next week's episode, The Last Battle. I really hope it ends well for Rex. I don't want to lose him this soon. I mean, it'd just be devastating. So get excited, Star Wars fans. Okay, if you don't want to hear this, you can mute it and I'll give you a thumbs up. This is for all of you, the few people who watch this who are Christians or Lutherans. Next year marks the 500th year of the Reformation, which is the day, which is basically Martin Luther going, hey, Catholic Church, you're wrong. This is what you need to do and this is what you need to fix. Pretty much. So the Lutheran Churches of Missouri Synod, which is the synod I belong to, has teamed up with the YouVersion Bible app to create a Bible plan for students, well, really anyone, to read to get ready for the 500th anniversary. This Bible plan is called Crafted by Faith. You have the choice to do a full year or just read the books of the New Testament. So it's going to be really cool. You read it, and basically they're presenting it not in the order they're written in the Bible, but actually in the order Martin Luther just read them and how they impacted his view of the gospel. I'm really excited, and actually it starts today. So after I log off and I'm posting this, I'm actually going to jump online so I can get that Bible version. It's going to be really awesome, and for those of us in Michigan, there's actually going to be a big, huge Reformation celebration next year at the Breslin Center, and I can't wait. So if you're a Christian, a Lutheran, or just someone who wants to know more about the Bible, I highly recommend you check out the new plan, Crafted by Faith, which starts today. Like I said, you can read the whole Bible or just the New Testament if you're not up for a challenge. I'm going to read the whole Bible because I want it. I think it'd be fun. I've actually done it, but I've never done it with a plan. So I'm going to read the whole Bible in a year. Wish me luck. All right, thumbs up. That's the end of that. But I hope you guys try it out. I'm not trying to push my faith on you. It's just that this is something really important to me, so I hope you guys understand that. Anyway, that's another show. I will be back next Sunday for another pop culture news update, as well as posting my first ever Mission Girl adventures. This Friday is a big day for me, and I don't have it with me, or I would show you. Wait, hold on, just a minute. Because this Friday, not only is it the Dow Midland game, the Midland City Championships, go Chargers, green and gold forever! Yeah, but this Friday is the day. We're going to Frankenmuth! I'm so excited. I'm sorry, I got loud, but I'm really, really excited. Frankenmuth is so cool. It's called Michigan's Little Bavaria for a reason. And one of the reasons we're going is this place! We're going to Bronner's! I'm so excited. Okay, it's not like we've never been to Bronner's. We go every year, but check it out. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to go. I'm so excited. Bronner's Christmas Wonderland is like my favorite store ever. Okay, you guys, if you're ever in Michigan, you have to check this place out. And don't worry, if you're not big into Christmas, they do have Halloween and Easter and other stuff. But still, it's so cool. I mean, and most of the ornaments are for Bronner's only, so it is like so totally insane, and I cannot wait to go. I mean, check this out. Look at all these ornaments. It is beyond amazing. They have ornaments for pretty much everything. Babies who want some dinosaurs, they got some dinosaurs. They got video game panels. They got lots of pretty girly stuff. They got glitter. They got ornaments you can personalize. You got that guy who likes to do beer. They got that. They got food. Look at, they got Christmas. They got turtles and Christmas cookies and all this really cool stuff. It is awesome. I am so excited. We probably spend maybe up to almost 3 hours there per trip because it is just insane how big this store is. So it's amazing. This is just the catalog, and this isn't even half of the ornaments they have in stock. Look, you got a profession. Look at all the professional stuff. Goat. There's a goat. So I love goats. They got animals. Check out all the food, including the I Heart Bacon. So it is just an awesome store. You could spend hours in there. Some people go and they get there when the store opens, and they might not leave till the store closes. So it's really cool, and I can't wait to go. But we're going there. Hopefully we stop at the Silent Night Memorial Chapel, which is this really cool chapel that's built in honor of the song Silent Night, which is my favorite song ever. We will also go to River Place, which is this awesome outdoor mall. It's got like all these fudge shops. It's got the popcorn wagon where they have like all these different flavors of popcorn, including dill pickle. Which when I say tell people that there's a dill pickle flavored popcorn, they look at me like I'm nuts. But this is Michigan, and we are kind of obsessed with pickles because a lot of us have Germanic heritage. And so pickles are like, in Michigan, food is like, we need food. Like, food is like, oh, we love food because of our, so yeah, dill pickle flavored popcorn. Yum. I have never tried it. There's, like I said, a ton of fudge shops. There's this one shop called the Funky Skunk, which is all Celtic stuff. Again, ding. We might go to the Bavarian and Castle shops, where they have this really cool thing called the Doll and Teddy Bear Shop, where they have all these really nice things, like Middleton newborn dolls, which I have one. It was like $111. They also are also a Sanrio licensed boutique, so they have a ton of official Hello Kitty merchandise. They also have these really great bakeries with like, they used to do butterscotch icing cinnamon rolls, which are amazing. They have homemade pretzels, strudels, gingerbread. Oh my gosh, their gingerbread with the royal icing is so good. And then we might go to Rouse Country Store, which is this really like tiny store. In the basement, they have like all the stuff to make model dollhouses. And then they have like upstairs like a section of just a ton of candy, including candy sticks, which are like 25 cents a piece. It's like, oh my gosh, that hasn't changed since like ever. So I'm freaking excited. I'm going to have a full day. I think we're leaving at like 8:30 to go down to Frankenmuth. It's like 40 minutes away, so we'll be there when Bronner's opens. Spend pretty much most of the day. Then we got to jet back up here because we got to go to the game Friday night. Hopefully it doesn't rain. And then Saturday, my mom's going to a concert. So, it is going to be a crazy busy weekend, which is why I'm glad I only work tomorrow, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And I get out at 2 on Wednesday. So, it's going to be nuts. And don't worry, I will take a ton of picture and video for you guys so you guys can come on the adventure with me. So, that's it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Don't forget to like, comment, or subscribe. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Maybe even do a Q&A video if I get enough. So, I'm Caitlin, your favorite Michigan girl. This has been your weekly Michigan Girl Pop Culture News Update. Thanks for watching. I hope you have a great, safe, and blessed week. As always, may the force be with you, and may the power protect you.